Alright, welcome back to the 4-player, fully cooperative playthrough of the scenario Centaurian Stronghold from the latest expansion for Exodus Proxima Centauri. It's called Event Horizon. So all the factions are set up in terms of their starting locations. There's 2 carriers, 1 Dark Raider, 3 population on the home planets, and then a single Dark Raider and single population on the adjacent planet as per the Edge of Extinction setup. Again, recall the carriers start the game with 1 shield each. These are unshielded as of now. The Dark Raiders are unshielded. The adjacent planets that are flipped face up, this has to do with the modules that I'm playing with. As you see, most of them are face down as per the exploration module, and then the new planets module has been added in as well. So these flipped up planets, basically I go over this in the module overviews, but you choose 1 starting resource type and randomly select a planet of that type, which was done already during setup. So that's how these are flipped face up for each of the factions. So since we are playing with 4 players, I just need to put on 4 level tokens onto the center stronghold, and that will be its power, so to speak. So each one of those levels needs to be taken out 1 at a time until you can destroy all of them. Let's start turn 1. So I finished the upkeep stage. Each home planet got 3 more population as per just getting 2, right, as per the upkeep stage, but then getting an additional 1 because of Centaurian outposts. Also the CP, each faction got 10 CP for the resource gathering. And so I'm moving into the council stage. This is just another table I have for all the rest. Like I said, I need a bigger table for this game. So the event cards are here. The battle cards, so I am using battle cards. The scenario specifically says that you cannot use battle cards against the warships, but it doesn't say anything about the Centaurian resistance. So I'm adding those in just to see how that plays out. For the outposts, I've just got a box here that I'll randomly select them from. Here's the pool of warships. So we have times 3 of the number of players, so there's a total of 12. When this runs out, the game's over, the game ends. So we more or less have to be taking these off the board and taking out these squadrons to keep this populated, if you will. So let's move on to the political cards. So we, on our turn 1, choose decentralization. Players are not allowed to perform any reactions on their own action cards, and this is a resolution. In addition, military support. In turn order, each player may place for free 1 Dark Raider from their personal supply onto their home hex. And this one is an executive decision. So it just occurs and then it's out of the game. I think this is a no-brainer, right? The Chancellor overwhelmingly decides to get military support. I said the Chancellor chooses the executive decision. It was really a vote, right? The bonus action is what is chosen by the Vice Chancellor and Chancellor. But so everyone overwhelmingly voted for the executive decision of military support. We need military support to take out the stronghold. I assure you this was randomly drawn. You can go back when I picked the cards. I went off screen, but so we are going to pick this. That is A, and this executive decision is chosen. So we will get 1 more Dark Raider on our home hex for each player. So based on the executive decision, everyone got an additional Dark Raider on their home planet. I've placed those on everyone's. Notice, probably can't see that, but so there's a dry erase number on the base of the ships to distinguish this. So this is the third Dark Raider, as we had an additional one already on the adjacent planet. So this is 2 and this is 3, and that's how I'm keeping track of that with the dry erase. During the upkeep phase, I also tick down each one of the resource die on each of the planets as well. On to the bonus action selection phase. The Vice Chancellor picked buy upgrades and build ships. And the Chancellor, Arctic Dominion, chooses the buy upgrade for the bonus action this round for turn 1. Okay, the first action stage, the Arctic Dominion is choosing research with -4 CP, and the reaction is build ships with a maximum of 2. The Solaris Confederation is also choosing research with a -4 CP if you are the Vice Chancellor, which the Solaris Confederation is, and the reaction is trade. For the Sirius Theocracy, build ships -2 Axinium is the action, and the reaction is sort of unfortunately mining, but I need those build ships going. Finally, for Blackwater, it's a once per game action, which is banking +2 Axinium, and then the reaction is research. So with the research -4 CP for Arctic Dominion, we're going to get the MPG shield for this player, which is 7 CP. So we minus the 4, we're at 3. As you recall, this player also has the Leader Admiral, so there's -2 on any military CP, so we're down to 1. And then we have a number of things to choose from to bring that down to 0. There is Advanced Trading, which is part of the same color suit, and then also multiple military technologies already, the Plasma Cannon and the Sector Scan. So we are going to research the MPG shield. Okay, so the Solaris Confederation is going to research as well with -4 CP because that player is currently the Vice Chancellor. I was trying to go and get the better shield, specifically the Dark Energy shields. I can't afford it at this stage in the game. So I'm just going to get the MPG shield for this player, which is 7 CP. So we've got -4 on that. This brings us down to 3. I've got Landing Maneuver, which is the same color scheme, so we're down to 2. Basic Research and the SSL Cannon and or the Sector Scan. The Cannon and Sector Scan are military, and Basic Research has military as well. So that brings us down to basically a free technology research. Alright, on to the Sirius Theocracy. I'm going to get a buy ship action here with -2 Axinium. As you recall, I also have a commissioner as my leader, Joe Gunn. So war cruisers cost 1 Axinium less to build. So I'm gonna leverage those 2 Axinium from this card, and then the 2 Axinium total from the Commissioner card to buy 2 War Cruisers for 10 CP total, and not paying any Axinium. And then finally for Blackwater, the banking action. Now this can only be used once per game. So this is going to, since that player has advanced banking, that's going to give a total of 8 CP. And then as you notice on this card, an additional 2 Axinium. Okay, so going in reactions in order, the Arctic Dominion will choose their reaction, which is to build ships, and they are going to build 2 fighters. The Solaris Confederation is going to skip reactions for this turn. The Sirius Theocracy is going to pay 2 population from their home planet to take the research action from Blackwater, and they are going to research the MPG shield, which is a base cost of 7 CP. However, they have Landing Maneuver, same color scheme, so they're down to 6. They have plasma cannon, brings them down to 5. They also have the electromagnetic shields, brings them down to 4. And then finally the sector scan, which is another military, so it's down to 3. So they will just pay 3 CP. And then finally for Blackwater, they will do a trade to buy 2 Phasium, which is a total of 6. They do need to pay as well. So 2 population for trading, which they will pay, and they will spend, they get the, in the trading market, it's the best, the far left, right? So it's 3 CP per resource. So for Phasium, they're going to buy 2 Phasium and pay 6. The second action turns. For the Arctic Dominion, we have banking +1 Phasium and +1 Axiom. The reaction is mining, and I realize it's really early in the game for mining, but I wanna pad their resources a bit. The Solaris Confederation is going with the draw 4 combat cards as the main action. And again, so you can't use combat cards against the warships in this scenario. You can, however, use them against the Centaurian resistance. But the main reason I'm taking this card is for the reaction of the build ships. For the Serious Theocracy, we've got them skipping their main action, but the second or reaction is the 2 ships for free. So some more ships. We need to get our fleets up very quickly in this scenario. I think. We'll see what happens. And then finally, Blackwater is going to do some research with -CP, and then we've got some trade as the reaction. They don't need to trade right now per se, but I need the Serious Theocracy to get some CP going, so that's really for them to choose that reaction. Again, fully cooperative, so all these teams are working together against this central threat. Okay, so for the actions, we'll start with the Arctic Dominion, player 1. The bank, so this player has expert banking, which is ×3. So that's 12 CP to get from this. They're currently at 15, that moves them up to 27. They get 1 Phasium and 1 Axinium as well. So moving on to the Solaris Confederation, they will draw 4 combat cards. So we have those. Here are they. These 4. And we'll kind of, depending on how this game goes, we'll see if these are going to be applicable, what we need to use for those. The Serious Theocracy is going to be skipped, as you see. And finally, the action for Blackwater is research with -3 CP. So they're going to research the SSL cannon technology. And now that's a base cost of 11. Fusion Drive will take 1 off of that to bring us to 10, because that's the same color. I have 3 total military, which is the MPG shield, the plasma cannon, and the sector scan. So that's 7, and then we take 3 more based on the action card. So we need to pay a total of 4. Okay, so moving on to reactions for turn 1. So I'm going to mine. I might as well. I need the build ships for Blackwater and for the the Solaris Confederation, and then trade needs to go to the Serious Theocracy. So I'll pay 1 population. I'm gonna just move my planets up 1 tick each, which is their top level. So my home planet goes back to 5, and Lyra, which is another CP planet, the adjacent one, goes back up to 4. Moving on to the Solaris Confederation, they are going to build ships with their reaction. It is their own reaction, so we will use one of their population cubes off their home planet. We're going to go with 2 fighters. So I will pay 2 Axinium and a total of 6. That brings them down to 18 CP. And they will get 2 fighters. The reaction for the Serious Theocracy is going to be spending 2 cubes on trade. And so they are going to spend, let's see, so they are going to sell, sell 2 Axinium, and they are getting the best market rate at that on the far left, so they will get a total of 10 CP, so they will go from 7 to 17. And the final reaction from Blackwater to pay 2 population from the home planet for the 2 ships for free, and so Blackwater is going to get, well, since they're free, let's go with the war cruisers. So we're going to get 2 war cruisers for Blackwater. Alright, moving into the bonus action, which is upgrades. So for player 1, the Arctic Dominion, I purchased 3 MPG shields for a total of 3 Phasium, 6 CP, 2 plasma cannons for a total of 6 CP, and 3 fusion drives for a total of 9 CP. I did throw some plasma cannons on the war cruiser, even though I don't have any yet, but wishful thinking, I guess, that I'm going to make it through some of these rounds. Shields have been beefed up on the Dark Raider, the Fighter, and the Battle Carrier in this case. And then the Plasma Cannon on the Fighters as well. And then everyone got drives except for the War Cruiser. So with the Solaris Confederation, with the Fighters I beefed up with the SSL, the solid state lasers. So that's 4X on the right side, and then I've got my 1X standard, and then also gave it a MPG shield. So just 1 MPG shield and 2 SSL cannons. Phasium was really lacking. I'm not sure, right? So I'm at 0 now of Phasium. The Serious Theocracy. So I went with 2 plasma cannons for a total of 6 CP. 1 MPG shield, 1 Phasium 2 CP, and then 4 EMAG shields, electric magnetic shields. I didn't have to pay Phasium for those, so I kind of tried to beef up some of the shields on my carrier, and then I gave 1 to the Dark Raider, and then a MPG shield, 1 MPG shield for my war carrier, and then as you see the 2 plasma cannons. And then finally for Blackwater, so as you recall, the leader for Blackwater is the Peacekeeper. So I get 1 less CP if I'm purchasing shield upgrades or drives, which I did use for the drive upgrades on 3 of the ships. I did purchase so that's 3 fusion drives, total of 6 CP, so it's -1 each. The 1 SSL, which I did put on my war carrier. The plasma cannon as well. And then I did do 3 MPG shields, so 2 of them are on the war cruiser, and then 1 is on the Dark Raider. And again, out of Phasium. So I could have sworn I had electric magnetic shield on more of these factions, but I think I just kind of mixed it up just to kind of see what was going to happen. So that ends the bonus round. Here's the board. We are pretty packed with various fleets. We'll see how quickly that's going to thin out for us. Thanks again for joining, guys. Going to move on to the conquest stage shortly. get that edited and get that video posted as well. Thanks again. Talk to you later.